Think about that orange juice you enjoyed this morning. You likely chose it as a healthy start to your day, but what if you learned it packed as much sugar as a can of soda and is quietly fueling the inflammation that makes your joints ache? Let that register for a second. A can of soda. For years, we've been fed a convenient myth, a simple and harmful lie. Fruit is always good for you. But for anyone over 55, this is deeply flawed advice. The game has changed, and your body is now playing by a different set of rules. We've identified 7 health fruits that are secretly draining you of your mobility, your independence, and the power in your legs. And the number one offender is probably in your kitchen right now, masquerading as a healthy snack. Think you can guess what it is? I promise, you're in for a surprise. Number 7. Grapes. All right, let's begin with a common one. These small orbs of sweetness that are so easy to eat by the handful. With grapes, we meet the primary enemy we're up against today, inflammation. But let's not get technical. What is inflammation in real terms? It's a fire. Think of it as a hidden blaze, a constant low-level burn deep within your joints and muscles. It never becomes a bonfire, but it's never extinguished. It's always there, causing pain, stiffness, and slow-moving damage. Now consider a cup of grapes. Looks innocent, but it holds over 23 grams of sugar. When that much sugar enters your system, it's like throwing fuel on that internal blaze. Sounding familiar? That persistent ache you just can't get rid of? Your body responds with a surge of insulin to manage the sugar crisis. When this happens repeatedly, your body's internal alarms start to fail. Your cells grow resistant to insulin, letting the sugar linger in your blood, feeding that fire. This isn't just theory. This internal fire is why your knees are stiff when you wake up. It's what turns a simple flight of stairs into a major challenge. It systematically erodes the cartilage in your joints and weakens the surrounding muscle. So, the next time you reach for grapes, ask yourself, is this a healthy snack, or am I just fanning the flames that are causing my leg pain? We're only getting started. The next fruit is even more deceptive, hiding behind its sterling reputation as a health champion. Number 6. Bananas. A quick question. Are you over 60? And is there any history of kidney trouble in your family, even a minor one? If the answer is yes, then these next 60 seconds might be the most critical health message you receive all year. We're discussing a fruit that nearly everyone, from doctors to dietitians, touts for muscle support. We're discussing bananas. For decades, the advice has been, got a leg cramp? Have a banana. It's the standard recommendation, and that is exactly what makes it so risky for an aging system. The problem here goes beyond sugar. It's what we call the potassium trap. Think of your kidneys like a sophisticated water filter. In your youth, that filter is clean and easily removes excess potassium to maintain perfect balance. But what happens after that filter has been working for decades? It's not as efficient anymore. It gets a little backed up. This is a natural aging process for millions of people. Now, you eat a large banana, believing you're helping your muscles. You're actually flooding a system that has a less efficient filter with a massive dose of potassium, more than 450 milligrams. Your kidneys struggle to process it. So, that extra potassium builds up in your blood, leading to a toxic state known as hyperkalemia. And the first signs? It's not an upset stomach. It's severe muscle weakness, fatigue, and a dangerously unstable heartbeat. The very mineral you believed would strengthen your legs is now weakening your muscles and endangering your heart. It's a classic case of how advice meant for a 25-year-old can be detrimental to a 65-year-old. You're not just eating a piece of fruit. You're taking a chance with a system that has lost its safety margin. Number 5. Mangoes. The mango. Exotic, sweet, and tastes like paradise. But the danger here is highly specific and sly. It's the fructose overload. Not all sugars behave the same way in the body. The sugar that gives mangoes their delicious sweetness, fructose, takes a unique and harmful path once it's inside you. While other sugars can be used by cells throughout your body, fructose can only be metabolized in one location, your liver. Your liver is the body's primary chemical processing plant. When you eat a mango, you are sending a flood of fructose directly to that single organ. One mango alone can contain over 30 grams of it. Your liver, which is already managing hundreds of other processes, is completely overwhelmed. And what happens when the liver is overwhelmed? It panics and begins converting that excess fructose into fat, specifically triglycerides. That fat then accumulates in the liver, contributing to a condition surging among seniors, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You might be wondering, what does my liver have to do with my leg strength? Absolutely everything. And this is where it gets serious. A fatty, inflamed liver isn't a contained problem. It pumps inflammatory signals throughout your body, adding jet fuel to that hidden fire we discussed earlier. It worsens insulin resistance and leaves you feeling constantly exhausted. That heavy, leaden feeling in your legs, the lack of energy to get up and move, that could be a direct distress signal from your overworked, fat-congested liver. That sweet mango isn't just a treat. It's a direct hit on your body's most critical organ, with your leg strength paying the price. Number 4, pineapple. Let's look in your medicine cabinet for a moment. See that daily low-dose aspirin or the warfarin your doctor insists on. You take it to stay alive, to prevent a heart attack or a stroke. It's among the most critical things you do for your health. Now, what if a popular healthy fruit could turn that life-saving routine into a game of chance? That fruit is pineapple. This is a true Trojan horse. Many people eat it for its anti-inflammatory enzyme, bromelain, thinking it's a natural pain solution. But the real danger for any senior is far more alarming: medication interference. That wonder enzyme, bromelain, also acts as a potent blood thinner. This isn't a minor effect, it's significant. So, what happens when you have a generous portion of fresh pineapple while also taking your prescribed blood-thinning medication? You are, in effect, double dosing on blood-thinning agents. You are turning a medically controlled prescription into an unpredictable risk. This can dangerously increase your odds of a major bleeding event from something as simple as a minor fall or cut. Bromelain can also intensify your body's absorption of other medications, potentially elevating them to toxic levels. Any new side effect, like dizziness or fatigue from a drug interaction, could lead to a fall. For a senior, a fall can be a life-altering event that signals the loss of independence. The sugar in pineapple is an issue, yes, but its ability to silently transform your essential medication into a potential hazard is the true reason it made this list. Number 3, oranges and other citrus fruits. We know the image well, a smiling family enjoying tall glasses of orange juice, the very symbol of a healthy breakfast. In reality, it is a persuasive lie. Here, the hazard is cloaked in the idea of health itself, the healthy juice deception. Let's be blunt, drinking an 8-ounce glass of orange juice is like drinking a can of soda. It's a liquid sugar payload, delivering the sugar of 4 to 5 whole oranges without any of the fiber to buffer its impact. It sends a shockwave of sugar into your bloodstream, creating a huge inflammatory response that your joints and muscles will feel later. But the deception runs deeper, particularly with grapefruit. Grapefruit is notorious for its ability to inhibit an enzyme in your intestines called CYP3A4. This single enzyme is responsible for metabolizing about half of all prescription drugs. When you consume grapefruit or its juice, you essentially disable this enzyme. The result? Your prescribed dose of cholesterol, blood pressure, or anti-anxiety medication isn't processed correctly. The drug can build up in your body to hazardous levels. The side effects, dizziness, muscle aches, confusion, are magnified. You might dismiss it as an off day or blame your age for feeling weak and unsteady. But the actual cause could be the healthy grapefruit you ate for breakfast, which turned your safe medication dose into an overdose. It's a dangerous chemical reaction hiding right in your fruit bowl. Number 2, cherries. Cherries have earned a reputation as a superfood, loaded with antioxidants. Many people spend a lot on tart cherry juice to combat soreness. But for many of us, particularly men, sweet cherries conceal a painful secret: the gout attack trigger. If you've ever had gout, you know it isn't just mild arthritis. It's like a medieval torture session. It's the sensation of having sharp glass crystals being ground into your joints, typically the big toe or knee. One attack can render you completely immobile, unable to tolerate the weight of a bedsheet, let alone stand up, Consider that. What good is leg strength if you can't even get out of bed? The cause of this agony is a buildup of uric acid in the blood, and one of the biggest drivers of high uric acid is fructose, the same sugar we discussed with mangoes. Sweet cherries are packed with it. When you indulge in a large bowl of sweet cherries, you're sending a gout-triggering formula into your body. For someone prone to gout, the risk is immediate, not gradual. You could eat cherries in the evening and be woken at 2 a.m. by pain so severe you cannot move. What happens to your leg strength after being bedridden for a week? It disappears. Muscle loss occurs quickly. That one healthy treat can set you back months in mobility and strength. It is a direct and rapid threat to your ability to walk. Number 1. Dried fruits. We've reached our number 1 spot. The food most cleverly disguised as a health product when it's really a prime enemy of your leg strength, dried fruit. We're talking about raisins, dates, prunes, and dried apricots. The villain here is concentrated danger. These are no longer fruits in the traditional sense. They are candy. Nature's candy, perhaps, but candy just the same. Consider this. Could you eat 30 fresh grapes in one sitting? Perhaps, but you'd start to feel full. The water and fiber content would signal your brain that you've had enough. Now how about 30 raisins? Easy. You could eat them in under a minute without a second thought. You've just consumed the exact same sugar load, but you've removed the very water and fiber that were there to protect you. You've essentially dropped a sugar bomb into your body. This concentrated sugar hit is the ultimate source of fuel for inflammation and insulin resistance. It is also a key driver of what's known as sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. This isn't just about feeling a bit weaker. This process literally helps your body cannibalize its own leg muscles. The chronic inflammation sparked by these concentrated sugar snacks breaks down the very tissue you rely on to stand up from a chair, climb stairs, and live independently. Every time you snack on a handful of trail mix or a few dates, you believe you're making a healthy decision. In reality, you are feeding the very process that is dissolving your strength. It is the ultimate betrayal, a health food that actually speeds up your physical decline. So, there you have it. The lesson here isn't to be afraid of fruit. It's to be wiser than the advertising. It's about recognizing that your body at 60 is a different machine than it was at 20. By making these informed choices, you can reclaim control from the food industry and the myths about healthy eating. You can reclaim your strength. And speaking of control, what we've covered is just one piece of the puzzle. In our next video, we'll expose the 5 health vegetables, often recommended by doctors, that could actually be damaging your gut and causing hidden inflammation. You won't want to miss it. So, make sure to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know the moment it's released. Before you leave, scroll down and drop a comment. Which of these 7 fruits was the biggest surprise to you? I make sure to read every one. I will see you in the next video.